G'day everybody and welcome back. It's the day after the last video, and if you thought I was going to make us wait 8 days to look in there, well, you don't know me well enough. So we've given, hang on, let me turn this around, less of this, more of that. So Herbie's had another wash, and I think I'm going to stop washing it because I'm pretty sure the asbestos is coming apart, and I don't like that because it's put asbestos everywhere. So when I take this apart, I'm going to have to put a face mask on and take this shroud off, which I think is a heat shroud and a mounting plate for some of this stuff, and then solve that later. But yeah, it's not real good. Anyway, back to the slasher. So we've established that this is a Page slasher from Wonthaggi in Victoria. It is approximately, and I have 12-inch long feet. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's either a 4-foot or a 5-foot slasher. I'd lean towards a 4 because that gives the blades swing room. I can still get blades. What I didn't bring was something to lever with. 1 second. Okay, so here is my lever. And it's not a real big lever for a reason, because I don't want it to be, right? So what we have is no movement. This is going to get this way. Right, confirmed we have no movement. So this is stuck. I've taken the 6 bolts out, and let's have a look inside. I know the suspense is killing me too, but here we go. All right, let me put the cover down and we'll have a sticky beak. Okay, so standard setup. There's the drive in. It comes in anti-clockwise from memory. There'll be a bearing in here, which is down there. And there'll be a bearing there, and you can just see there it is there. And then there's a crown. See if I can make this work. All right, there we go. So there's the crown at the bottom, or is this the crown? I'm not sure, but it looks reasonable. You know, I've seen worse gearboxes. It's got a gasket from Rockhampton, made of cardboard. But it's definitely seized solid. And I'd say it's seized solid in the bearing at the bottom. There is a, what's that? A metal thing. And that's about all we're going to see. I'll crawl underneath and see if I can get the bottom to spin. Okay, first time under here. Very scary. Very homemade. Now, this still may not go back to work. Looking at some of the metal additions, it may be beyond my skills, like that there, but we'll give it a go. It's clearly had a big whack from the blade at the front. But underneath, looks pretty good. So to get this apart, I'm going to have to get this nut off and that big washer, and then have a look at this thing and see what we do with it. And you can see up here there's some bolts. Let's see if I can zoom in. Alright, so I've got to get that off, which means this has to come, this big bar, cutter bar has to come off. All right, let's go back up top. Righto, so we know it's definitely not going to spin. Now this isn't good oil, this is old oil. And the old oil is going in the very old case with delicacy and going everywhere. And we're just going to let that soak or leak. Got to get a container to put underneath to catch it all. Yep, the bung's in. Almost thought I didn't have the bung in it then. what I'm trying to do here is just soak everything in oil and see what happens. And I bet it's already coming out the bottom. Not so far. Right, let me get a container and we'll wrap up. Okay, so full of oil, container underneath. And just to confirm, it's definitely not moving. So we'll come out every day and we'll try and give this a bit of a spin. We've already got oil coming out. There you go. So that seal's gone, which is fine. I have to see if I can find a container for that, because that's going to make a big mess. Okay, that's about a 4.5 litre container. That will eventually stop dripping when it gets to about halfway. Happy days. All right, so quick one today. Slasher gearbox, full of oil, 8-day soak. I'll come out every day and try and put some spinny on it. I have got a bigger bar. I'm just trying to avoid using it for now because I don't want to destroy it just yet. So anyway, you guys have a good week. I'll try and keep you in the loop through a few shorts. And if it does unspin, you'll be the first to know about it. See you next time.